Hello, I'm Steve. Thank you for visiting the Patio Heat channel, where we provide visual concepts of infrared heating as well as tips for ideal patio comfort. Check out our patioheat.com website for sales and more information. Please tap that like button if you find this video useful, as it helps others find our channel. Now let's get heating. Alright, so often we're asked a question about heating up a space, and here you can see we have a residential application here. And the client had asked us to heat up a 10 by 10 footprint of this area here. So let's just go ahead and look at the overall dimensions. So overall dimensions, we have 26 feet total, and then we have a 10-foot depth here, and then an 8-foot ceiling height. And I think that's a bit it for right now. Patio heating is a little bit more complex than just placing a heater. So what we look at is we look at the footprint of heat that you're looking for. So in this case, it's a 10 by 10. And in a 10 by 10 area for BTU demand, we're looking at about 28,000 BTUs to heat up the 10 by 10 space properly. And then what we do is look at the BTU demand or BTU output of a piece of equipment, as well as the footprint of heat that it provides. So those are the two things that we look at. Also, another issue might be that in this particular case, I know these are French doors, I believe. They come out. Now, I don't know if they swing out completely, how much they swing out. So that detail is something that's critical in order to properly position a heater so that we know that we're meeting all the clearances of combustibles, etc. I'm going to turn off this dimension here. Also, you'll see there's a detail on this ceiling, and the detail is important as well because obviously we don't want to place a piece of equipment up here that is going to compromise that beauty of the detail of a ceiling area. We also have some lights up here, and I know that in this particular application there are additional can lights that are recessed into the ceiling, as well as there's another light over here and a light over here, I believe. Anything else that we should discuss? Obviously there's a light here in the middle, and yeah, so when we place a piece of equipment, we need to make sure that we're meeting all of this criteria to make sure that our recommendation is not only going to make the atmosphere comfortable, but also meet the clearances like I stated before, and that we're not going to advise a client on just plopping in something here to make it sound good and to sell some product. I mean, that's not what we do here. So I'm going to go ahead and just show you a couple of just examples. And this example here, well, first of all, the client asked for a heater to be placed over here. There's no real way that we could do that because of the fact that this door does swing out. So the only place we could place a piece of equipment would be over here. And you can see this is a 4,000 watt slimline unit. And not knowing what the details are, we don't really know where the best place to put it other than what would be good for this footprint of heat. And here you can obviously see that we're meeting the clearance from the bottom of the heater to this lamp here, which is 18 inches, and it's also 36 inches down and 18 inches on the two sides. It's also 6 inches 6 inches above the heater, and we're not quite meeting that with the brackets here. We need to make sure we place the brackets properly. But if this was the case that we were to recommend this here, you can see that we're just not heating up this whole space. And a 4,000 watt unit, I think, is about 16,000 BTUs, and we're looking for 28,000 BTUs. So I think it's 14,000, and we're looking for about 28,000. So we're not heating up the place properly anyways. Now let's just go ahead and look at what another option would be, and I'm just going to show you here real closely that I'm going to plop in another unit, and I'm going to change the angle here so that we get more coverage over here. But we're going to have to move the heater further out because now we're going to penetrate the lamp here with the clearances that we're looking for. So this is a 30-degree tilt, and now we're covering the area a little bit better, but we're still not quite heating up the place properly. you can see that we're not heating up this edge over here, and we're not heating up this edge over here. And if you were sitting over here, you're going to receive a lot less amount of heat, because the ray, this is a light wave, and this ray has got to travel further in order to penetrate you. Here you can see this model here, we're hitting the legs, but we're not hitting the body whatsoever. Now if we placed a model sitting in the chair here, you'd get kind of the same kind of thing. You'd get the torso would be up above this ray, and so you're not going to be really in that ray. And so this wouldn't be the ideal. Now you might accept this as a okay application, and if it was that you just wanted to heat up these two spaces and feel comfortable here and here, that might be okay. Even here you can see that when you're sitting, you might be up against the table about this far away, but when you're reclining, you might push the chair further out, and then of course you're not going to be in that ray again. So there's that issue as well. Here's another example. We could place a couple of units. Let's see here. This would be a, I don't want to show that yet. Let's go here to a 2024. This is a slimline 2024, and placing them approximately 18 inches away. Now again, we're not lining up with this, so if we knew the dimensions of from this point to this point over here, then we would obviously place it on the bottom of this detail here. And here you'd see that we are getting a little bit better coverage. We're getting some nice crossover rays here in the middle. And obviously if we moved it over, we get a little bit more coverage over here to the right and to the left. But again, we have this issue with the clearance. The clearance, does that door come up? How far out does that door come out? And are we going to penetrate that door? And then all of a sudden now we are compromising this clearance issue here. So we can't make that suggestion unless we know that detail. All right, so let's go to another model, which would be a C series, and I'm going to show you, just plop it right on top. And obviously the C series is a little bit shorter than the slimline series. We're going to cut off this section over here, and again, are we going to meet those clearances? I'm not sure. We need to know that detail. So, and we're not centered in the patio any longer. So is that going to be something that's not going to look right? And again, we could push this over. I just don't know this detail. I put this detail here after the fact just because I wanted to make sure we explained this properly. So that's another thing. And let's go with a CD model, which is a hotter 4,000 watt unit. This is I believe this is a 2,500 watt unit. This is a C, and that's a CD. So C 2524, and this is a CD 4024. 4024 is if you had two of these mounted here, then you can see that the footprint of heat, we're not meeting all the way to the ground here, so it's not the ideal application for this particular project here, but this would be a lot better, although we're not heating up this outside edge here, so we would want to push that over if that's exactly where that detail comes in. So I wanted you to see that, but 4,000 watt, two 4,000 watt units would be much better than just two of these 2,500 watt units. So something to think about. And let's see if there's anything else I wanted to show here. I think that's about it. Yeah, that's about it. So again, we're just we're here to help, but we do need the maximum amount of details that we can come up with so that we can make a proper recommendation for you. So thank you very much for watching. If you're looking for some assistance with your outdoor heating application and you'd like us to review your plans, please send your information to designs@patioheat.com. I'm Steve, and again, please tap that like button. We don't advertise, we don't monetize, therefore YouTube will not promote our channel unless we receive your appreciation, and we truly appreciate it. Thank you very much. Have a great day.